Shrek is officially a live-action movie.
Let's do that again!
No!
Oh guys, I'm just joshing ya. But today on ScreenRant, we are asking ourselves, but what if it was?
You have no idea.
I'm glad you're all on board.
Don't be silly.
We asked who you would cast in a live-action Shrek. Now let's start by digging into some fan comments. Valiant Pixel says, I would cast you, yes you, as Shrek. And, you know what? That's really sweet, and I appreciate you for it.
Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday.
Meanwhile, Mike Hughes says, I'm just not ready for that. To which I say, sucks. We made the video anyway. Let the nightmare fuel commence.
Oh, you were expecting Prince Charming.
Now, real quick, let's draw attention to the elephant-sized donkey in the room. Of course, we'd bring back Eddie Murphy to voice Donkey. I appreciate the user who suggested that someone could do a new take, but still give the iconic energy of Donkey. Very mature take. But screw that, we're getting Eddie Murphy. You wanna get a Kevin Hart? Because this is how you get Kevin Hart.
Is this what you want?
Legion Bone 7107 suggests Lord Farquad could be played by Timothée Chalamet walking on his knees, which feels like a low-tech approach in my opinion, but go off. Lord Jasley took the time to try and make, quote, the most horrible recast they could think of, but some of them aren't actually too bad. I would like to see our poor AI artist recreate Jack Black as Donkey, and Donald Glover as Shrek does have some potential. As does Zendaya as Princess Fiona, and Matthew Lillard as Lord Farquad. Have you seen the man? Twin Peaks: The Return. Come on.
Oh, this is another one of those onion things, isn't it?
No.
You did eventually lose me at Melissa McCarthy as the dragon, but again, I like torturing AI artists, so let's leave that one in. Good job, Lord Jasley. You're a mensch.
I would like to take this moment to apologize from our very valuable AI artist/editor for being mean to them. Thank you for your time. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
For the plot of our hypothetical live-action Shrek, there's really only one path to success. Adapt that aforementioned Broadway show. Shrek the Musical was brought up a lot in the comments, and for good reason. The hit play has been going strong since 2008, and there's even a filmed version that dropped on Netflix back in 2013, but has since been taken off the streaming service, presumably for evil capitalist reasons. If you do happen to find it somewhere, be aware that it is a note-perfect recreation of the original film, with the inclusion of some truly stellar musical numbers. If you're going to make Shrek live action, and there's already a pretty much perfect live action stage play, the math adds up real quick. Adapt the damn play, people. You hear that, Beetlejuice? Other great suggestions from the comments include Dove Cameron as Fiona, Patton Oswalt as the Gingerbread Man, and Kevin Hart as Shrek. Guys, we just had a whole conversation about this. One explanation for why this is even worth making lies in the cultural influence of Shrek. People freaking love this property, to the point that there are numerous examples of couples dressing like Shrek and Fiona for their wedding day. The fans over at 3GI Industries went so far as to put on 10 years of Shrek Fest in Milwaukee, and in 2018 produced the utterly insane Shrek Retold, a fan retelling of the full feature film that really has to be seen to be believed.
Believe me, Donkey, if it was me, you'd be dead.
Also, it must be noted that we got a lot of support for David Harbour as Shrek. I'm actually not personally sold on that one, but let's give it a look anyway. You know what? Not bad. Get Wish.com Hellboy in there.
Oh, good lord. I don't get the princess!
Several users also suggest my mom, to which I say, sure, she's never expressed much interest in acting, but she has a natural charisma that would be a great boon for the role, sure.
Sure, it's big enough.
Now then, for my own opinion on the matter.
Who cares? It's preposterous!
Noted College Humor veteran and frequent corporate representative Brennan Lee Mulligan would make for a standout Lord Farquad. I could also see him as the Gingerbread Man, oddly enough, but out of the two, Farquad for the win. If you'd rather us go with some stunt casting, then how about Charlie Sheen for Farquad, with a little digital trickery to give him his trademark short stature? Or, just have Charlie walk on his knees, CG out what you don't need, and let him hobble around like Cotton Hill. Whatever makes sense.
This doesn't make any sense.
Mulligan's fellow dropout alum Emily Axford, meanwhile, could work as Fiona. She'd also just look really good in green. Now, I know what you're saying. Michael, surely you fantasy cast enough dropout alumni in this video that's ostensibly about Shrek. To that I say, nope. In our previous video on a live-action Family Guy, I suggested Jacob Wysocki as Chris Griffin, and I'm going to pull that name up once again and say our boy would work wonders as Shrek. Also, come on, who else am I going to pick? Jack Black? Lame. Chris Farley? Dead. Kevin Hart? Get off my lawn. Now, user NeoJade actually does make a good point. While a fully made-up Shrek isn't out of the question, if they decided to go the full CGI route, then you could simply recast Mike Myers in the role. He's a little too old to go the way of the Broadway show, but if we're recreating his appearance in a computer anyway, then it's kind of a moot point.
Right.
Bonus option, Alan Ritchson. If he was good enough for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he's good enough for Shrek.
Are you alright?
Perfect. Never been better.
A sequel has been in development since 2021, but that production has been repeatedly delayed in what one user calls this generation's Winds of Winter. Yeah, that's right. I'll even mine content out of other people's comments. I'm incorrigible.
You know, you're not exactly what I expected.
As far as key differences between the source material and the adaptation go, there's really not much if we're taking our cues from the stage show. For Shrek himself, as well as Fiona's ogre look, it seems like a mix of practical effects with CGI enhancement is the way to go. The rest of the fairy tale creatures, likewise, would likely work best as a mix, although for the sake of big-budget spectacle, we'll go with puppetry and animatronics for as much of it as possible. After all, this is Shrek. We ain't fooling around.
I just know before this is over, I'm gonna need a whole lot of serious therapy. Look at my eye twitching.
Now there's also the question of cultural references. While we'd want to see many of the gags taken directly from the source material, one thing that made Shrek work so well is how it integrated contemporary pop culture into the final product. With that being the case, it would make sense to add references to newer cultural touchstones like AI, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and maybe a cringy and problematic send-up of Amelia Perez. So long as we fit in at least one rendition of All-Star, we should be okay.
All right, this is the last time.
Now, like with a lot of these, I'd say the ideal version is to go with the classic concept and showcase it through a live-action lens. Adapting songs from the musical would help differentiate it a bit, while new gags about pop culture would keep the property rooted in its original conceit. At the same time, a continuation might be more agreeable to longtime fans who don't want to see their blessed memories savaged by the Hollywood machine.
All right, that's more like it. Shrek and Donkey on another whirlwind adventure. Ain't no stopping us now.
But again, who even asked for this? Let us know in the comments below what cherished childhood property you'd like to see or never see get made into live action. And we'll see you next week for the next installment in this beloved cultural touchstone of a series. Thanks for watching ScreenRant. Doobity doopy doop boop.